You definitely don't notice this, but your self-cut doesn't start with your first guideline, and it definitely doesn't end when you put the clippers down either. Most people think that the haircut is the only thing that matters, but what you do before your self-cut can make the process smoother, cleaner, and way more consistent. And what you do after determines how your skin heals, how long your tools will last, and how ready you are for your next cut. In this video, I'll walk you through the complete before and after routine, from prepping your skin and setting up the equipment to cleaning your tools and taking care of your skin afterward. These are the habits that make every self-cut much easier. So first, before even touching my clippers, I like to wash my face and clean the area I'll be cutting. It seems simple, but it'll make a bigger difference than most people realize. Throughout the day, your skin builds up oil, sweat, dirt, and leftover hair products. When that's sitting on your skin, your trimmers don't glide as smoothly, and loose hair sticks to your face and it becomes harder to clearly see your hairline. Start with cleaning your skin to give you a better surface to work on. Now that our skin is clear, let's get our equipment ready. Before every self-cut, I like to clean every single tool that I'm about to use. Clippers, trimmers, shavers, guards, combs, clips, shears. Even the brush itself I like to clean, just in case, you know? I always start with the clippers and trimmers, using a small cleaning brush and remove any loose hairs that are trapped around or underneath the blade. Usually after every couple of cuts, I would take the clipper apart in order to clean it fully, but because it hasn't been every couple of cuts yet, I'm not going to in this video. Even if you clean them your last cut, it's common for a few hairs to settle back into places you don't even notice. If those hairs build up over time, they can affect how smoothly the blades move and even how efficiently the clippers cut. You can see when I took apart the shaver, all the loose hairs that were just sitting underneath and on top of the, I don't even know if that's like a blade, but like that part that actually cuts, there was just so much hair around there. So you definitely want to open up your clippers when you do have the chance and just clean everything around it, because you don't know what's hiding underneath sometimes. Then I'll move on to the combs and brushes. They usually collect the oils, the loose hairs, and leftover product from previous cuts. And due to that, they can become a little sticky sometimes, so definitely run them through some water every couple of cuts. In this video I did not, because mines are not sticky. Next are the guards, and hair loves to get caught in between the teeth and around the clips that snap onto your clipper. You can see with the 0.5 guard and that 1.5 guard more clearly, but there was just so much hair, little hair that just sticks onto there. I don't know if it's mine or if it's other people that I've potentially cut, so that's why we clean it off so that we don't have to worry about any of that. After everything has been brushed away and there's no more flakes and little hairs that are just sticking onto your clippers, guards, and trimmers and combs and all that, you can go in with your cool care or your disinfectant spray and put a light coat onto the front and back of your clippers, more so on the blade rather than the whole body of the trimmer or the clipper. And you can do so as well with the combs, the shaver, everything that's gonna touch your skin basically. Aside from the guards, I think the guards would take a bit more deeper cleaning, especially with how they're plastic and not like metal like the clippers or the combs and all that. So you could either, you know, freehand wash those. I said freehand wash, but like just wash those with like some soap, or you can put those in like a jar of Barbicide. I might make a video on that later on, you know, how to clean your utensils. I said utensils, oh my gosh. How to clean your equipment with Barbicide and all that. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in and wanting to see. And that's gonna do it for everything you should be doing before your cut. So now let's get into what you should be doing after your cut. And first things first, obviously get rid of all the loose hairs that are just everywhere. And second thing second, get your barber alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, aftershave, put it on a little paper towel, napkin, something, and just start smearing it onto your skin. It's gonna burn a little bit, but sometimes the burn feels nice. Like, you know, when you do it after a couple times, the burn feels nice, the smell feels really good. It kind of like makes up for it all, honestly. Like, I don't know, I think this is honestly the best part to the cut. It's like, not only do you have a cut, but now you really feel clean, because this basically just cleans up all your pores. And you know, especially how I have cuts on the sides right now, that's gonna get rid of, or it's gonna first stop the bleeding, but it's also just gonna help it heal a lot better compared to just leaving it. Like, imagine if I just left it and I went on about my day, I started sweating. That probably wouldn't be best for, you know, the health of my skin and for the health of the cut, honestly. It could just irritate it more, make it larger, I don't know. Something bad could happen. I wouldn't know, because you know why I don't know? Because I always go in with the alcohol after I finish my cut. That's why. Let's not figure it out, and let's all just use the alcohol after your cut. Even though it burns, just suck it up, bro. You'll be alright. And because the alcohol dries up your skin after a few minutes of having it in, you should definitely go in with some like moisturizing lotion or some sort of like face cream that you can put on and basically replenish all that hydration back into the skin so that you're not all dry looking and all that. So, and that'll be it for the skin. As you can see in both of the before and after, it's pretty basic. You just wash it beforehand and you replenish the moisture after. It's nothing too crazy for the skin, but when you get into like the clippers and the tools that you're using, even the space that you're using, like this is definitely the worst part to every self cut. I don't look forward to it at all. And what makes it worse is that this part comes after the alcohol, so it's like, dang, I get through the best part of the cut and now I have to go face the worst part by cleaning up everything. So it's basically the same process that we did in the beginning of cleaning the clippers, the trimmers, the combs, the guards, the brushes, all that, but this time I'm just using the neck duster just because I found it to be a bit easier toward the end in order to get into like the little spaces and the little spots, but also because it's easier to clean, like I was gonna say the table, but the sink, and like the handlebars that you can kind of see below the sink as well, because hair gets there too. What you do before is what you're gonna do after. Basically brush everything off, go in with the cool care after, put a little coat on both sides of everything, and then put everything away. Like if you're like me and you can't leave all your stuff in the bathroom, you just gotta, carry everything one go like it's some groceries. But clearly I'm a little so I couldn't do it in one go. So we're gonna do it in two goes because we're cleaning up the guards now, doing the same exact thing. And these are magnetic, so they were a bit easier to, get up and go on. We're gonna clean our station, clean up this sink, clean up everything around, just get rid of all the loose hairs because I don't want my mom yelling at me, bro. She she has like the vision of like a hawk when it comes to hairs or when it comes to little messes, so I have to be really thorough in the way I clean it. So I'm making sure that I get every little bit of hair off the sink counter, off the handles, off the floor, off the carpet, off the mirror, off the hallway, off the downstairs, off the kitchen, even though the kitchen's not even near here, off the sidewalk that's in front of our house. Like you can't have a little piece of hair anywhere, bro. So just make sure you basically go in and clean up everything, bro. Paper towel with some water, disinfecting wipes, anything. And yeah, last but not least, just sweep it up. If you want some extra brownie points, you could go in with a vacuum. Should help a lot and will make the process a lot easier. It's just really noisy and I'm a bit lazy, so I go in with the broom. And now everything's clean and we have a happy mother and we have a happy haircut. That's gonna do it for this self-cut tutorial, kind of sort of thing. But yeah, now you basically know what you should be doing before and after your self-cut. And if this helped you out, be sure to like and subscribe. If you got more questions, be sure to leave them down below in the comments. And if you have any suggestions on what type of tutorial I should make next, leave them down below in the comments as well. If you need more help with your own self-cuts and you want my own personal reviews, be sure to check that first link down in the description to the Self-Cut Club. You basically get all these videos early, self-cut reviews, and written guides on how to step-by-step do certain cuts and all these pain points basically. So be sure to check that out and I'll see you guys in the next one.